What's up, guys? Welcome to 10 minutes of useless information part 10. Double digits, baby. Also, I'm really freaking excited to show you something I almost guarantee you'll want to see, and that is the sponsor of today's video, Displate. Now, before you skip, hear me out. I've done a lot of sponsors on this channel, but Displates is easily one of my favorites. Displates are one of the kind metal poster where you can show off each of your passions in a really cool way. Displate has over 1.4 million artists and are partnered with brands that you may have heard of, such as Star Wars, Marvel, and DC, and has a design for just about every passion imaginable. If you're into anime, check these out, and if you're into movies, look at these. There are seriously so many options and are so addicting. I've personally spent hours just searching on their website alone, and I've even got some to show you guys so you can see them in person. Okay, guys, here are the Displates, and these are all larges, and they look so freaking good. This is the anime collection. If you can name all these animes in the comments, by the way, I salute you. Over here, we got the motivational posters. This is one of my favorite quotes from Walt Disney. Really nice packaging right here, and also over here, this is the back of them. They got the magnets over here. I think for mediums, they come with one, but it's super easy to install. But yeah, I can't wait to get these hung up because they're so sick. But yeah, these are it. The mounting process is also so simple. No tools are needed. Literally just place the magnet on the wall and you're good to go. On top of all that, Displate will actually plant one tree for every Displate sold, and they've already planted over 14 million trees, which is pretty freaking insane. Anyways, 100% make sure to go check out Displates. You won't be disappointed, and make sure to use my link in the description to get a discount. And thanks again, Displate, for supporting this channel. All right, onto the video. When you're playing Nexus Blitz, there's a special item you can get called the Golden Spatula, but it costs 7,487 gold. However, if you can somehow manage to get it, you'll be permanently on fire for the rest of the game. Also, the effect on it is called Do Something, which refers to TFT, where the caption over there is, "It must do something." Sejuani has the League of Legends cursor on the forehead of her helmet. It's even more clear here. The name Thresh was inspired by Dennis Thresh Fong, who also was the first person to invent WASD instead of the arrow keys for movement. Dennis was also the first pro player in the history of esports to use this. There was a Flash minigame developed by Pure Bang Games called Cho'Gath Eats the World, and it was released as an April Fool's joke on, as you would guess, April Fool's Day in 2013. Sadly, Riot only kept it up for a day. In the game, you basically controlled Cho'Gath and did, as the title would suggest, attempted to destroy the world. There were 16 different levels, all in different cities around the world, from Seattle, Washington, all the way to Sydney, Australia. Alien Invader, Heimerdinger, and UFO Corky were made purchasable for a week when the Area 51 meme was taking place, which is almost 2 years ago now. Doesn't that make you feel old? There's some pro teams that forbid their players to have girlfriends, and then other players that just choose to make it a self-rule because they find it too distracting.
Because I did have a girlfriend when I started playing in Season 2, and I felt like I had a hard time dealing with everything at once. So I just kind of disregarded the whole idea while I'm playing, and now I'm 5 years later, still successful, so I just thought this is something I should continue doing, right?
Did you know that dragons actually have a passive called Ancient Grudge that says dragons hate those that slay its kin? It also gives a debuff which increases the dragon's damage by 20% and 7% damage reductions against champions for every dragon that champion's team has slain. In other words, the more dragons your team has killed, the stronger the next dragon is going to be for your team. Hey, really quick, a lot of you guys who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so if you enjoy, please consider joining me on this journey to hit 100k subs. It would seriously mean so much to me. Thanks, guys. There is a Korean YouTube channel that recreates popular animes such as Attack on Titan, but with League of Legends characters. It's so well done, and I highly recommend checking it out. There are a few champions and skins whose recall animations work really well together. Did you know wards give you XP and can help you catch your opponents off guard by hitting an early level 2? There are about 2,350 chroma skins in the game right now, and sometimes chromas are even available for blue essence in the shop. Tyler 1's full name is Tyler Steinkamp. If you click a ward that someone just dropped, it'll actually show you who placed it in the top left. A while ago, AOC posted a story on our official Instagram page of her stealing Baron.
I'm Lux, I start running to Baron, maybe I can do it. Our ward was right about to expire. I go up, do it, boom! Baron Nashor.
Baron Nashor, let's go. The top part of Arcade Kai'Sa's suit are Joy-Cons, possibly replicated after those from a Switch. Did you know you can change the size of emotes in the settings? According to Gun Goddess Miss Fortune's teaser, Angel Kai'Sa has an 860,364,000 bounty on her, but honestly, compared to Miss Fortune's bounty, it's really nothing. Miss Fortune has a 33,680,000,000 bounty. Sona, Thresh, and Ahri are the 3 champions that take up the most storage on your computer. 112.3 megabytes, 65.8 megabytes, and 62.7 megabytes. Out of all the champions, Dr. Mundo actually takes up the least at 12.3 megabytes. Also, a big shout out to Luis for sending me this. Aurelia's quote, "cut them down," is the only quote kept after a rework. Also, in case you didn't hear, Aurelia is getting some huge changes next patch. She'll only have 4 stacks for passive, and there are a bunch of other changes as well that are pretty much all buffs. Better buff Aurelia. A while ago, Riot posted an article on whether or not ARAM is really random, and after getting completely lost in understanding what the heck they were saying, the short answer is yes, it is. Killing a unit with Doran's Ring restores some mana, but did you know that if your mana is full, it'll actually restore some health instead? I'm not gonna lie, I did not know this. A guy named Mosiak was in Bronze 5 years ago and sent a friend request out to every player who was Masters and above, asking them for advice. One guy in particular got back to him and helped him out. About a month ago, the two coincidentally met in a Grandmaster Challenger game, and the same guy remembered helping Mosiak out. A pretty wholesome story, but most importantly, it gives us hope for us low elo players. If you target the enemy Nexus in ARAM, it says purple Nexus instead of red Nexus when you target it. It may be an Easter egg, or Riot may have just been too lazy to swap it out, which honestly wouldn't surprise me. Riot has a feature called League Unlocked, which gives some creators and pro players access to all the champions and skins temporarily, or for however long you're a part of their program. However, back in the day, before Riot had this option, they would just straight up give RP or an IP to buy all the champions and skins. Doublelift also mentioned how a lot of the time you'd even have some left over.
Because like way back in the day, they had this thing where they either gave you an absolute ton of RP to buy all the champs. You did, then, you know, if you had an unlocked account, you just sit there and buy everything, and then afterwards you'd have a ton left over.
I'm personally not a part of the program, but if someone out there from Riot is listening and would like to hit me up, I would definitely be down. I mentioned this guy in one of my first videos, but I figured it was time to update you all on his status. No Life Finn is the highest leveled League of Legends player in the entire game, and recently, as in a little bit over a month ago now, he passed level 3000. He's currently level 3106 and is still grinding. And for those interested, that equates to about 392 days of straight League of Legends, which is pretty insane. But even with that impressive mark, he's only ranked 34th for the most time spent on League. First place goes to a player in Korea who has played 693 days worth of straight League. That equals 16,632 hours, or just under 1 million minutes. Funny enough, their account might have been removed because I tried looking them up everywhere, but everything seemed to be erased. That would seriously suck if after all that work, you just had to make a new account. There was a mistake in Super Kennon's description where it said he was 6 feet tall. That's one thick Kennon. These are the 16 most visually appealing champions for the US versus the 16 most visually appealing champions for China. China's top 16 champions are based more around attractive individuals, while the US choices are more generic. Almost a month ago now, Tyler 1 finally hit Challenger in the top role. Here are some of his stats from his adventure. He played a total of 1,740 games, won 898 of them, and lost 842. The 1,720 games played translated into just under 800 hours of time played, also the equivalent of about 33 days of straight League. When playing Nico, you can ult right before you use the cannon, and the ult will go off mid-shot. League of Legends PowerPoints are becoming more of a thing, and it all started with this Ivern main dropping his link in Champ Select. Basically, it's a guide on how to play with Ivern players since people have a problem with it apparently. As news has spread more and more, people have made more of these specific champion PowerPoints, so don't be surprised if you come across one in one of your ranked games. According to Riot, you will slowly start working your way towards your next honor level even if people don't honor you. People honoring you just helps you boost up a little faster, and also friends honoring other friends has a far less effect. If you're honor level 3 or above and receive honors from one stranger or 2 pre-mades from your last game, you'll have a loading screen flare for your next game. The name Pink Ward is a reference to the old Vision Ward icon, which was colored pink. If you type in Noxian into the shop, Darkseal will come up because it's an association with Noxus and the item's background. If you type in Pink, Duskblade will come up in reference to the item's previous effect Blackout, which acted like the pink Vision Ward. Also, when you buy Duskblade, you get a red particle effect on your champion. If you type in Harold and Kumar, Zeke's Convergence will come up, which is a direct reference to the comedy series. It's 100% possible to get matched up against people on your friends list in a ranked match, and I didn't know this until it actually happened to me. I've done this on other accounts where I wasn't friends with them, but I never when I had them as friends. Here's actual footage from when this happened. I might even post the full game on my other channel one day. Oh my gosh! I'm playing against... I don't think they realize it. Look at this. Right here, in-game, Demon Striker 1 and Kurama. This is Kurama, and this is Demon Striker. I didn't even know you could play against your own team. That was the Eve, bro. Oh
what the f***?
Oh my! June 8th officially marked the 1000th day since the last Kane skin was released. And for reference, according to the world counts, there's about 385,000 babies that are born each day, which means there have been over 385 million people born since the last Kane skin. On the flip side, about 150 million people have died, but that's a little darker, so we'll go with the first one. They don't call it useless for nothing. 27.48% of the League of Legends population have a champion with a mastery level 7. 26.74% have a champion with mastery level 6, and 45.78% of players have a champion with mastery level 5. You'd think that more people would have a mastery level 6 over mastery level 7, but it kind of makes sense when you think about it. If people are willing to level them up to level 6, they're probably willing to put in the little extra work to get them to level 7. Kai'Sa is the first champion to receive chroma variants upon her release. There is a total of 1,691,785,035,409 total mastery points earned in the entire game, and the champion with the most mastery points is none other than Yasuo himself. The server who has the most mastery points is the Europe server with 752,329,898,513 mastery points. Second is the UNE server, and third is NA. Now, the player with the most mastery points by themselves is D4M2X0 from the EUW server with 18,134,095 mastery points, almost 5 million of which is on Singed. I don't know how this guy is still alive. Also, he is notorious for playing the most ranked games in the world, or very close to it, averaging about 15 hours of League per day. So if you think you're addicted, just remember there's this guy. Zilean is getting a little visual update next patch, and his Q looks a bit nicer, which is cool to see, but his ultimate is awesome. It literally does a little slideshow animation. The name League of Legends starts with the letter L. That's all I got for this time around. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!